Hi, it's Achim, and this is a very spontaneous video. It's a FAQ to the submarine, because after the last video, for some reason, interest peaked up or whatever, and I just got question after question after question on Facebook, on YouTube, on email, whatever. And so basically the questions were all a little bit the same, and that was what do you want to do with that submarine? Do you build it for a certain expedition? Do you want to visit a certain requisite? Does it have CO2 measurement? How deep can it dive? How deep will you dive with it? So basically, what do I do with this thing when it's ready? And I thought the easiest thing is to just make a quick follow-up video and answer these questions. So first of all, there was no specific reason whatsoever to buy this thing for a project or something, or actually to dive with it at all. And if I would have done that, that would have been pretty stupid. So the submarine itself was a failure. So the two gentlemen that came up with it actually split up after that failure, so to speak. So the first presentation in the River Seine in Paris, it did not really descend. When it descended, it fell like a stone, and it popped back to the surface. So it was not really doing what it was supposed to do. And yeah, in the end, it wasn't a success. As I said in the first video, as much as I know, there's 6 units built, and I know of 3 that still exist. And and the other thing is, with this tiny little shoebox, you don't want to do a real dive. So originally it was rated to 30 meters, and the crush depth for the hull was said it's 100 meters, and I would not want to test that. So if somebody would really think about diving this thing, 60-year-old fiberglass hull to 30 meters, you must have balls like this and a brain like that. So it's a complete no-go. So in fact, I'm a bit of a collector, and if it is diving related or boat related and I can get it, I usually, if I have a chance, I take it. And it's more like a collector's piece. And then I'm obviously interested in the technical aspect, and if I can figure out how it works, and if I can rebuild it so it works. And then it's a collector's piece. So what do I do with it when it's ready? Well, we go for a dive in the 3 to 5 meter range, in a lake, in a safe environment, with a couple of safety divers, and see if our work was successful, if it seals, if it dives, if it does what it's supposed to do, and make a nice video for you guys, and have a little bit of fun on the water, and then that's it. So after that, if somebody comes up and says, like, I need to have this thing, and he pays the right price, it's for sale. So to give you a reason, I mean, it's no secret, there was one of the original ones for sale recently, and it sold for 40,000 euros. In my opinion, that's a joke. So if somebody gives me 15 and really wants to have it, take it. With my blessings and everything, just, yeah, have fun with it. I'm not planning on selling it, so yeah, then it goes in my collection. It makes me smile every time I pass by and have a look at it, and then it's sitting in my collection, and it's sitting there, and we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll put it on an exhibition at some point, and then back in the collection. Oh, we'll see. I mean, I don't have a real plan for it. There's quite a few things sitting around that I just like for, yeah, being there, and I enjoy them. Collector's piece. So that's the answer to all of that. And yeah, the CO2 absorbent came up 2 times. So if this would be a real sub that you plan on diving, obviously it would have a measuring device for the CO2 content of the breathing air. So this is relatively expensive, and as I do not want to dive it, it doesn't make any sense, so it doesn't get one. So in my opinion, it's a bit like a big rebreather, and big is relative. So the total volume of gas in that sub, I mean the volume of the sub minus the body of the person driving it, is pretty small. So, and just for test diving it in 3 to 5 meters, I mean, you have the oxygen flow, you have the absorbent. it's a bit like a rebreather. As a rebreather diver, you're obviously familiar with CO2 hits. So obviously on top, I mean, if I dive this thing, I will be in a wetsuit and I will have a scuba tank with me. So if there's the slightest idea of like, it doesn't feel good, I mean, you go on the scuba tank and breathe from that. So it doesn't really matter. And yeah, that's basically the whole story for this thing. So it's a crazy man who found a sub and wants to figure out if he can rebuild it to its original specs and if he can make it dive and run and come back to the surface. Yeah, I hope you really enjoy this ride along and the project, and you will like the following videos, painting it, blowing that acrylic bubble, and making all these details and fitting in and outfitting it, and then yeah, we'll see where this goes. All right, happy Easter to all of you. Take care. Keep the questions coming. I'm happy to answer all of them, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.